Hi everyone, my name is Matt Aquilina with Nexus Baseball, and this is Shredded Baseball, where I quickly cover your questions about strength and conditioning training for baseball. The question today is, as a baseball pitcher or hitter, should I focus on mobility or strength? The question applies to each group differently. As I discussed in my previous video for Quick Pitch, why is pitching a superhuman feat? For the baseball pitcher, targeted mobility is more important than strength in developing velocity. However, without appropriate levels of strength, that mobility can never be fully utilized and can in fact become dangerous, as it can lead to instability. For hitters, mobility is also important, but due to the much smaller ranges of motion and arm speeds required, hitters require a great deal more strength than they do mobility. This bears out when you look at the two groups as a population historically. Pitchers are often longer and lankier, and some of the hardest throwers clearly leverage their targeted mobility over overall physical strength. Likewise, hitters as a group are generally more muscle and leverage their strength to a higher degree than most pitchers. That said, both groups benefit significantly from sport-specific strength. Sport-specific strength is the strength in the areas that more directly rather than indirectly contribute to the task of pitching or hitting. This includes the rotator cuff and all the muscles that contribute to rotational motion most significantly. Overall strength is also important for joint and positional stability as well, and should not be overlooked. All of these elements are complementary to one another, and none should be overlooked when crafting a healthy and successful baseball athlete. In terms of workload focus, I would recommend pitchers focus on targeted mobility to the greatest degree, followed by sport-specific strength, and finally, overall strength. Hitters, in contrast, should focus on sport-specific strength to the greatest degree, followed by targeted mobility, and finally, overall strength. As we go through more topics on baseball strength and conditioning, we will cover all three of these elements and how to incorporate them into training. Also, all of these elements are covered in much greater detail in the Nexus Baseball program. See you next time at Nexus Baseball.